Welcome back, everybody. Another hobby review by Hans, and I am Hans. I am your host for this evening's giveaway because I made a promise. I promised that if we hit 250 subscribers on my meager little channel, I would give away this kit. This is the RDuck Locomotive Works Portland, Maine 044. I have been misquoting that a bit. I've been calling it 042. It's an 044. It has two more wheels on the leading truck. Sorry about that. Anyway, hit enough subscribers, and I keep my promises at least 66.3% of the time. So at the end of this video, I will give the rules on how you can win this kit. And when I do my giveaways going forward, I'm going to do some commentary, I've decided, because, well, I stepped in it, didn't I? Yes. So I made some comments, rather simplified because I didn't think they were tremendously going to be noticed, about my opinion on vintage kits and how I dislike the way they are re-released by companies. And I oversimplified that, and I need to explain myself. I'm actually not anti-vintage kit. So I have a few vintage kits here that I enjoy. I'll go over these in a minute, but there are companies that re-release vintage kits. Now what I have here is the Boeing F4B by Monogram, originally released in 1968. This is going to be the last one in a series of projects I've built of Navy F4 fighters. I've done the F4F, the F4U, the F4D, the F4 Phantom. I haven't done the F4B yet, so I'm looking forward to this one. I've built some of these Monogram biplanes before, and when it comes to biplanes, there's some of the more buildable ones out there, like the F6C Sparrowhawk. If you can find that kit, it's also very buildable. Advent. You've never heard of these guys. These were a spin-off of Revell for like a department store level, lower cost kit. But this is a rebox of the Revell Baja Chopper, which was the first kit I ever built. Did that with my dad. He is no longer with us, but I want to build one of these kits to kind of, well, you understand the sentimentality, I'm sure. Italia Crusader 3, but there are kits out there as well. So, for instance, you have TriStar. They were one of my favorite model kit companies. They did a wonderful lineup of Panzer 38T based kits, really nice Panzer 1. Went under. Most of those kits are available by Hobby Boss now, so that's fantastic stuff. And you also have, for instance, Skybow. Great another company. They went under. Their stuff got bought out by AFV Club. Highly recommend the Dodge Command Car that AFV Club still sells from time to time. Great kit. Oh God, Accurate Miniatures. They were fantastic if you were into 148th, early Navy stuff, World War II, pre-war type things. Most of their stuff is still available, like an Italia, stuff like that. I have their Boeing B-20. What the hell? Boeing? No. Jeez, I thought I got comments before. North American B-25. B-25C, B-25D kit. Great kit. Can't wait to build that one. Where I have issues is when they misrepresent them as part of their marketing. So like I said, the fact that these kits are out there still is great, and a lot of people have brought up the fact that they are inexpensive kits. They're not overly complicated. They're great for beginners. And to a point, I do agree with that. They are very buildable kits, and they're going to look very nice on the shelf, and you're going to get a great experience out of them. But the thing is that, and all the established model companies are guilty of this, Tamiya, Italia, Airfix, less so Airfix, we'll go into that in a moment. Bandai is pretty bad at it too. God, they should have put a warning on the box when they re-released that Perfect Grade Wing Zero Custom. But the thing is that they don't differentiate the vintage kits from the modern kits, and that's my issue. It's not that they're still selling the vintage kits, it's that they're still selling the vintage kits as their main product line. Airfix has changed this recently, and I think Airfix is on the right track with this. I mean, Airfix has made a lot of decisions that's been helping them out, and this is one of them. Now, for instance, they've re-released recently the Bond Bug and the Royal Navy Hovercraft, but they re-released them under a Vintage Classics product line. That's a perfect answer to me right there, is that you know that it's going to be a vintage kit, so you're going to go into it with the correct expectations. If you're not familiar with models, if you don't have the time to research, you're not going to get any nasty surprises. Now, for instance, you and I here, whoever you are watching this video and me making a video, chances are we are model builders at heart. We know what we're talking about most of the time. I mean, I do at least pretend to do research here. But we understand what a vintage kit is, we understand what a modern kit is, and we know for the most part how to do the research and differentiate them and find what we're looking at. people that are not model builders going to the store don't have that knowledge base available to them. And that's where I think the model companies are sort of letting down their beginners and their new customers, in that they are releasing these kits that are, let's be honest, okay, this kit here is available in a Tamiya boxing. It is not a Tamiya quality kit. But if you went from, like, say, their recent release of the M18 Hellcat, then you bought this thing in the Tamiya box, you're going to be disappointed because you don't understand what the difference is, because you're not you're not ingrained into the community enough to get the chance to look at what they are. But what you are going to find is that beginner model builders, younger model builders, people buying these as gifts for their family. Oh, I'm scratching the hell out of my table. They are buying the lower dollar kits. And typically that's going to be your vintage kits. And not all of them are good kits. And that's that's really the crux of it, is that I'm not against vintage kits being on the market. I think it's great that they are. Just be honest with the customers what you're selling them. That's really my request there. And if you do that, I'm perfectly fine with these kits being on the market. Like, the one that a lot of people bring up, because I did, was the M41, the Walker Bulldog that Tamiya sells. If you put a thing on that box that says Tamiya Classic from 1970, was it 76, 78, somewhere there? Tamiya Classic from 1977. You put that on the box, sell the hell out of it. I'm happy to see it on the market, okay? Atlantis, there's another company. They've been re-releasing all sorts of old stuff. They openly admit and advertise and claim that they are reselling vintage stuff. That's awesome, and I love them for it. Just be honest with your customers about what you're selling. It's all I'm asking. And if you want to sell whatever from back whenever, more power to you. Just advertise it appropriately. That's what I'm talking about. Now, we got a giveaway to give. So, let's get all this modern vintage discussion out of the way. I got to go over some rules here. Now, how we're going to do this giveaway, it's my first one, so I'm being overly dramatic. This giveaway is free to enter. All you need to do to enter into this giveaway is put a comment on this video, and on September 15th, I'll be using a third-party software to select from those comments to pick a winner for this kit here. It's free to enter. I purchased this kit myself. This kit has in no way affiliation to YouTube or any of their subsidiaries. It's all on me. Now, one catch I have on this is, because things are a little more difficult, I am only going to ship this kit to US address. So if you want to enter this contest and you're outside the US, it is on you to find a way to get it to you from a US address. There are a lot of forwarding companies out there. More than happy to ship to one of those. Again, that is on you as the international prize winner. So just to be clear on that point there. Additional instructions will be in the comments below, and the winner does also have a choice. So I've been saying for a while that I want to give away this kit, the Portland Maine 044. Not everybody wants to buy a kit or build a kit. Now, if you don't want a kit and you'd rather just have one that's done, I will in its stead allow you the option of picking up the Fletcher Jennings 042 in completed form as shown here. Again, this kit was purchased by me. No sponsorships are involved here. So that's all we got here. If you want to win the kit, comment below. Likes and subscribes are appreciated, but not required for the contest purposes. And after this one is done, I will announce the winner, and I am targeting 500 subscribers for the next giveaway. Don't know what it is yet. Let's get this one out the door first. This is Hobby Reviews by Hans, and let's make this work, huh? Take care.